Hi friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be a roundup review of all of the products I tried last month in the month of July. I have some cool things here, maybe some things that weren't so great. I have a good mixture and I'm excited to talk about it all. As always, if you are new to this video series from me, I am never intending on being braggy with these kinds of videos. I'm very grateful for any PR I receive or anything I'm able to buy myself. This is just a way for me to be transparent on what I have received and give you my full thoughts on everything. And also, it goes without saying that just because I'm sitting here talking about all this makeup does not mean you need all this makeup. You might need none of this makeup. At the end of the day, don't let the makeup FOMO get to you. Don't feel pressured to buy everything. If there's something that really stands out to you and you feel like would add value to your collection and something you want to treat yourself to, that's great. I will have everything linked down below as well as any discount codes if I have any. But don't ever go out of your way, spend out of your means, anything like that. Shop your stash. Use this as inspiration to go through other things in your collection you might already have that might be similar. I appreciate it so much if you do use my code, but never feel pressured. But anyway, we're just gonna get into it. Before I do, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessory details go, these rings are both from Regal Rose. This necklace is from Ana Luisa. And these earrings I got from a random oddities market. I can't remember the name. It might have been like Illuminate or something like that, but I got them a while ago. But yeah, anyway, let's just hop in and chat about all the products that I tried in the month of July. First off, I have the Kosas Soul Gazer mascara. This mascara is fine. I feel like I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like when I wear it on a full makeup day, it doesn't seem like it's doing enough. But on days I'm wearing barely any makeup but just want a little mascara to feel a little more alive, I think it looks really lovely. So I feel like this is a mascara for a subtle day, not a dramatic day. I feel like it's not the most insanely I don't know. I feel like most mascaras don't make my lashes look like they're defying gravity or anything like that. Like a mascara is a mascara at the end of the day, but I do in particular pretty much only like this one if I'm wearing basically no makeup. I feel like it looks really pretty as just like a fresh face with some mascara. But my lashes are also very straight and stubborn and don't like to hold a curl, so you could have a completely different experience with that. Mine are not as apt to participate with mascara the same way. Next, I have the Jolie Beauty Festive Alt collection that launched a couple months ago but arrived to me about a month ago. There's a few things in this collection. Let's just start with the eye pencils. Why not? There are 4 eye pencils in this collection. The shades are black, cocoa, dark brown, and terracotta. They're all just various shades of different types of brown and then a black. I feel like they're fine. They do the job. I personally prefer a pencil to be a little creamier. These ones are a little bit stiffer, but you might prefer that type of a formula. I'm wearing the cocoa one in my waterline today. It's fine. It's a brown. These aren't anything that's wild and crazy. I do feel like because they're not super creamy, it's hard to do a very smudged waterline eyeliner situation, but for basic lining in the waterline, I feel like they do the job fine. I have the Amplified mascara, and this one I do feel like has a little bit more drama to it compared to that Kosas one, but it's still just pretty much an average regular mascara. I didn't get weird black smudging throughout the day. It doesn't flake around or do anything like that, but it's also not a mascara that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my new favorite mascara. It's just fine. It's just a mascara. This is my favorite part of the collection. This is the Plumped Up Pout, I think is what it's called, lip plumper. This is insane. It's in this little clicky pen. You click it and the product comes out. This is an intense lip plumper. This has that very hot, spicy burning sensation and it lingers for a very long time. If you like a lip plumper, you'd probably be really into this. It's very intense. If I accidentally lick my lips, my tongue will start to burn. If I smear it onto a different part of my face will start to burn. It's a very irritating plumping formula, but it definitely works. It brings a lot of color forth to my lips. It brings a lot of plump to my lips, but this is definitely a choice when I decide to wear it because it definitely it's hot. It brings the heat. My nose will start to run sometimes. It's a whole thing, but it definitely does the job. And I love a super plumping like spicy, tingly sort of formula. So this has been really great. And there are 4 mini 9-pan palettes in this collection. I have done individual videos on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts with all 4 of these, and I also did a get ready with me pairing all 4 of them together. So everything you see in this video, there should be videos out for them if you want some inspo. These are all fun because they're all very specific themes. On the back of the palette, it kind of gives the inspiration for each palette. Like this is the Hellish palette. It says it's inspired by 80s metal mayhem. So this one's very like warm. It has very intense like reds and purples. We have lots of fun like shimmery metallic things going on. I love this metallic red. I think it's so pretty. And this one did kind of remind me of their Tainted palette a bit, just like in more of a smaller version. It's not like the exact same, like there's things in this one that don't exist in this one, like the beige, which I personally can live without, but similar vibes. So if you like a red purple combo and you want to try this brand and you liked this palette but this is too big for you, this could be a good substitute for that. I think the formulas are nice in these palettes. For the most part, I will get to one that I don't like, but in 3 of the 4 palettes, the formulas are nice, the mattes blend nicely, the metallics are really intense on the lids. They're cute. This is my favorite one, but because I already have the Tainted and I like all the different reds and purples in that one kind of is preferred out of the 2 for me, but it just depends on what you want. And usually I prefer a small palette, so it's wild that I'm preferring the large one. Next is the Smoke Show. According to the palette, this is inspired by 70s glam with a noir twist. So very grayscale, very classic black, gray, white, smoky sort of vibes. Lots of intense metallics. This one in particular does have a pressed glitter, so if you hate pressed glitter, you would hate this. I think it's fun. It adds a little element of weirdness, and I feel like because pressed glitters aren't in everything anymore, when it rarely happens, I kind of have fun with it because it's not like in every single palette anymore like it was back in what, like 2018, 2019, there was glitters in everything. But this has been fun. It's very classic, just again, like gray, black, smoky eye, but it's fun. It's fun. I don't know if it'll become like my absolute go-to. There's some other cool tone palettes that I feel like I'm gonna reach for first, like the Melt Mary Jane or the Cosmic Beauty Smolder, which I will get to in a moment, but this one's still fine. I think it's cute for what it is. The Distortion, this is actually what I'm wearing today, paired with like, you know, red liner and lots of gems and stuff, but this is the Distortion. This one is inspired by like 90s grunge according to the palette. We have lots of just brown smoky tones. We have a little bit of a cooler vibe down here and warmer tones up here. The metallics are so pretty in this. Like my lids are so shimmery, glittery, so pretty. I'm not a huge neutral person. It's not like the first thing I gravitate toward, but I do really like these yummy, like gingerbready, just warm browns. They're so pretty. And it does perform nice. I feel like if you're into neutrals, this is a cute little palette, and the metallics are so pretty. And the one that is not my favorite is the Cyberpunk. Unfortunately, this is inspired by cybergoth culture. These are supposed to be UV reactive. I don't really go anywhere with UV lights, so I can't confirm or deny, but these are supposed to be like neon mattes. It's an all matte palette. These are just very finicky to work with. I find they work better as little pops of color rather than trying to blend, especially with each other. I find they don't blend together really well. In my look where I combined all the palettes, I did use, I think it was this orange to blend out a shade in one of the other palettes that was more of like a regular shade. That seemed to go okay, but I feel like this is just a little finicky, and they're also not as bright and impactful as I was hoping for. I feel like they could have been more intense, you know? So this one wasn't my favorite, unfortunately. I just felt like it was a little too finicky for what it was. I feel like the neons in my Kaleidos VR Neon palette, even the like almost like very bright neon-y shades that are in the Ocean Jewel from Beaute Bar, the Melted Mattes from Beaute Bar. There's definitely other neons in my collection that I gravitate toward well before this one. My only other gripe is there's a black in every single palette, like a matte black in every palette. And I feel like that's a bit repetitive for 4 9-pans, because out of, you know, 36 shades, that's 4 of the shades right there. 3 of them have a matte white, 1 has a shimmer white, but they all have some crossover, which I feel like was kind of silly in my opinion. I feel like if you're gonna launch a whole collection with like smaller palettes, they should all be very distinctly different. And I get that people like to have a matte white or a matte black in their palettes. I just feel like when it's in a whole collection, it was just a little redundant, but that one's more nitpicky. For the most part, these are fine little 9-pans aside from the Cyberpunk. They're not anything that's so life-changing, but they weren't necessarily bad, but I don't know how much I'm like obsessed with them. The new Dede Signature palette is so cute. This is the Golden Tides palette. This is in collaboration with Miriam Tutorials. And this is such a cutie little 9-pan. Again, like I was just saying, I love a 9-pan. It's like my favorite size for a palette. And this is just so cute. I love how vibrant and playful this is. The 3 shimmers are absolutely gorgeous. They're so just sparkly and wet looking on the lids. Dede Signature has really been doing a great job of just growing and improving time and time again, and I love to see it. I feel like aesthetically this looks really, really good. The formulas are great. I feel like everything plays so nicely together. This is a really, really cute one. I'm super happy about it. So congratulations to the collaborator and to the brand. Rare Beauty came out with more shades in their liquid blushes, and I have the 3 minis right here that they sent over. The shades are Charm, Spirited, and Wonder, and I think these colors are so fun. Like I love seeing that they came out with like a pretty bright purple. Very uncommon for mainstream brands to come out with things that are a bit more fun. And these shades of pink are cute. Charm is more of that like bright, almost corally pink, and Wonder's a bit more of like a muted but still vibrant pink, if that makes sense. But these are cute. I really enjoy Rare Beauty's liquid blush formula. I wear it all the time, so I'm always happy to have more shades from this brand. And Rare Beauty also came out with new lip glosses. These are the luminizing lip glosses. There are 6 shades. They are all sheer sparkly glosses, which if you know, you know that is my favorite formula for a lip gloss. These are very thin and slippy and glidey and so, so pretty. The little sparkles in them, you can't feel it, but it just gives the prettiest reflect. The shades are Beam, Blaze, Dazzle, Glimmer, Flicker, and Spark. I think if I had to pick 2 favorites, it would be Dazzle and Blaze, the like very sheer, pretty much clear. It's advertised as like a sheer blue, but it's basically clear. And the like more sheer brown sort of shade. I think these are so pretty. Very comfortable, very slippy, very glidey. Is it anything brand new and innovative to the market? No, but that hardly ever happens nowadays. The market is so saturated with makeup, but I do love Rare Beauty and I do love this formula and I'm so excited about it. Smashbox sent over these new eye pencils. These are the Metal FX eye pencils. We have 4 different shades. They all have like a metallic gleam to them, which is really nice. I love a metallic eye pencil in the waterline. I just think it's so pretty, especially when I pair shimmer on the lower lash line. It is like a match made in heaven. The shades are Bordeaux, Jolt, Metal, and Molten. We have like metallic green, gold, red, and brown. I've reached for these a few times already and I really enjoy them. They're not insanely creamy like I prefer, but they definitely have more of a creaminess compared to like those Jolie Beauty ones. These are in a like retractable pencil formula rather than like needing to be sharpened, which I don't really mind either way. But these are beautiful. These are absolutely beautiful. Kourtney Quarantine collabed with Black Moon to create this vault. This is so exciting. So these are 3 existing shades, but Kourtney got to kind of pick them for this vault because they go together so well. You can wear them separately or mix and match and pair them together. They are such good shades. We have Ashes, Werewolf, and Bones. Ashes and Bones are both liquid lipsticks and Werewolf is more of a cream lipstick. Super pretty. These are super fun and unique shades, and I really love just the way these all play together. I really adore Kourtney, and I think this is such a cool vault. I love this packaging. I'm absolutely keeping it forever. I'll probably take out this like spongy piece now that I'm done like talking about it for this video and like store things in it because it's just such a pretty box. I am so excited. Congratulations, Kourtney. I love Black Moon. They're one of my favorites. I actually already owned Ashes and Werewolf, so I just took the new ones out to give to friends and I put my originals in that box. But I'm just so excited. I love this brand and I'm excited about this collaboration. How many times am I gonna say excited? A lot, apparently. I have the Glaminatrix Grounded palette. So in case you didn't know, this started out as an April Fool's joke. It was called The Tones of Turd. It was just a picture on Instagram with like, you know, a color story and like all poop themed names, and people thought it was so great and so funny and they wanted it to be real, so the brand did make it real, but they made 2 versions. They made the Tones of Turd version to keep true to the joke, but they also took the exact same palette and color story but named it Grounded with non-poop humor names, which is more my speed. I'm just not a potty humor kind of person, but I love this color story. This is so pretty. One of my favorites this brand has ever done. I love these grungy autumnal tones, all of these beautiful metallics. This marbled shimmer is so pretty. I just love this. I love everything about it. I mean, I would maybe live without the beige because you know me, I am running the war against beige, but I think this is beautiful. I love just how murky and just delicious it is. It is so, so good. Last I checked, I think only the grounded version is available on pre-order right now. I think the Tones of Turd like completely sold out officially. I don't think this was meant to be kept around for a long time. I think this was just a limited edition. Hey, you guys liked our joke. We'll bring it around for a little while. So yeah, last I checked, only this version was available still, but that could change by the time this video goes up. Unclear, but I'm very excited about it. And as a side note, I did recently get the Bonfire palette from Glaminatrix. I'll be playing with that very soon. I'm so excited for that one as well. Farmacy sent me over their new lip smoothie scent. It's in the scent strawberry. And it's so nice. I have their honey one already and it's really, really good, but this strawberry scent is so good. I really like this lip smoothie lip mask formula. It's really, really comfy. I feel like it's, I don't know, like it feels thick enough that it feels nourishing, but it's not so thick that it's goopy. I feel like it melts into the lips really nicely and helps them feel really nourished. And I personally love a strawberry scent, so this is great. I have the Melt Cosmetics Barely Alive Loose Powder. My friend Linda from Glitter Fallout very generously sent me this one because she already had the Bride of Frankenstein one, and then they recently came out with the same powder in a more permanent version, and it is this one you see here. But because she already had one, she asked if I wanted to try the new one, so she sent it my way, and I'm so excited. I love this. It is so beautiful. I've been wearing it pretty often lately. It's very just soft, smoothing under the eyes. I feel like it's very blurring, but it doesn't make me feel flat and dry and matte. I have normal to dry skin for reference. I don't like to look overly matte. And while this does set me down and blurs things nicely, I usually put it around my under eye and around like my nose and mouth area. Places where I get creasy, you know? I feel like this just looks nice. It melts in beautifully, sets things down without me looking too flat. It's gorgeous. I was really impressed with this. And the packaging's just so cool. One thing Melt always does right is the packaging. So pretty. Cosmic Beauty came out with their newest palette. This is the Smolder. This was meant to kind of fill in the gaps between Cooltrals and Neutrals from, was that a year ago? It might have been a year ago. But this is what she looks like. Very like cool toned. We have smoky vibes. We do have some pops of pink in the top level. We have some really pretty shifty multi-chromy shades, which do add little splashes of color. I like how kind of blue leaning it is down here in the gray zone. And then of course those splashes of pink. And I really like how this is divided because it's almost like the top row is kind of like pinky. And then we have more of like browns and then very cool tone browns into very smokiness. It's really, really nice. I personally love cool tones. Like as much as I love very warm fall autumnal shades, I love cool tones. I love cool tones so much, and I just think this is really pretty, especially if you're into very smoky things. I feel like this is a very smoky palette. I feel like if I could change anything, I would have removed a few of these beiges. There's a few too many for my preference, but other than that, I think it's really, really pretty. I really enjoy this brand's formulas. They are one of my top favorites. I think the mattes are just stunning to work with, and the metallics are so pretty on the lids. They're very show-stopping. I am a big fan. So even though there's a couple like shade critiques I have, for the most part, I think this is very aesthetically pleasing and very beautiful to work with, especially if you love cool tones. You pretty much have to like cool tones to enjoy this palette. Going back to Black Moon, I meant to talk about this at the same time as the other Black Moon package, but I recently got to do a sponsored post for like Instagram and TikTok, which was so great. They basically just wanted me to do what I always do and do a tutorial, but using specific products of theirs. So I was like, this is a match made in heaven. One of my favorite brands just wants me to do what I already do. This is great. I'm very picky about sponsorships, and that was one that I was like, in a heartbeat, yes, absolutely. But two of the things they wanted me to use I did not own, so they did send them over. This is not sponsored in any way, by the way. I'm just being transparent on what I've tried recently and giving you my thoughts. But we have the Cat's Eye Loose Shadow. I use this in like my inner corner and a little bit on the lower lash line. So pretty. It's like a very reflective, multi-chromy loose pigment. It kind of has like a golden pinkish shift, but depending on how the light hits it, a little bit of a green in there too. So pretty. It is messy because it is a loose pigment, but I feel like as far as like loose pigments I've used, this one was a bit more user-friendly. It didn't get absolutely everywhere. It's just gorgeous, and I think this packaging is so cool. And they also sent me this Moonlighter shade that I did not already have. It's in the shade Jellyfish. It's kind of like a icy bluey sort of glow. These Moonlighters are really pretty because they aren't so much of like a glittery or a shimmery or even a shifty. It's just a glow. I'm wearing it today. It's just a really soft kind of bluish glow, and it's so pretty. I really, really like this formula. I think it's nice to have something different because I do a lot of the time gravitate towards something very ultra sparkly and shifty, but sometimes just having something that's more smooth and glowy is really, really pretty as well. And if you're someone who doesn't like shimmer in your highlighter, you'd probably really like these Moonlighters. Unearthly sent me the 5 new shades of their lip pencils, which I was so stoked about. If you know, you know. I wear their lip pencils all the time. I feel like Cursed, I wear constantly. I wear Villain, the black, all the time when I'm wearing anything dark. And I'm just so excited they have 5 new shades. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm wearing one of them today. I'm wearing Doom, this darkest brown paired with a red gloss. So pretty. The shades are Doom, Foggy, Rage, Reap, and Smoke. Just very cool undertones. Like we have a really bright pop in red, and then over here we have different shades of like brown and almost like mauve-y brownness to them. So pretty. I'm gonna be using these all the time. I'm so excited. And last but certainly not least, I have the Blend Bunny and Ellis Atlantis Volume 2 collection. There are technically 4 palettes in this collection. I have 2 of them to talk about, and I'll get into why in a second. So we have the official Ellis Volume 2 palette. If you remember from last year, Ellis Volume 1, the original collaboration with Blend Bunny, it's like the size of a table. It is the ultimate rainbow palette. It has every rainbow color you could ever need ever. It has some iridescent shimmers in the mix, but for the most part, it is just a very in-your-face rainbow palette. So when they teased a part 2, I was hoping for something exactly like this, where it's pretty much the exact opposite of in-your-face rainbow. This is a lot more toned down. We have mostly a mixture of like neutral and smoky leaning tones with some columns of like berry pink and oranginess. Really, really different. I like kind of the contrasting warm and cool tones that are going on. It is 30 pans, all matte. This is going to be a very classic, you like to play with softer tones, but maybe dabble in splashes of color with the oranginess and the berryness. I feel like that's a way to kind of dip your toe into color if you're scared of it. So they came out with this, but they also came out with this palette broken up into 2 15 pan palettes, which I technically have, but I'm leaving in their packaging to give to friends so that I'm not tampering with them. But if I remember correctly, I don't remember the exact way it breaks down, but it's basically the pink row with the 2 rows of the cool tone shades in one palette, and then the orange row with the 2 warmer rows in the other palette. So if you're someone who maybe gravitates more toward the cooler tones, you could buy just that 15 pan palette, or vice versa. You don't like the cooler and pinky tones, but you like the orangey warm tones, you could buy just that palette, or you can get them all together. I decided to keep the just one larger palette just because I feel like for video purposes, it was a lot easier for me to just showcase this as one and then mention that it can get broken up into 2, which is surprising because as I mentioned before, I do tend to prefer a smaller palette, but I do think this is very aesthetically pleasing. I think it's really pretty. And even though like I am someone who doesn't love like a million beiges, I can appreciate that in each gradient row, each lightest shade is very distinctly its own undertone. And I feel like that's what Blend Bunny is best known for. They have this gradient aspect in their palettes. They have so many blending shades. They have amazing formulas. I feel like their mattes blend pretty much like no other. They're so pretty. And I'm really, really excited about Ellis Part 2. This packaging is just gorgeous. Everything about it is so otherworldly. And last is the All Shimmer palette from the Ellis collaboration. And again, this packaging is just so cool, but this is the Garden of Stars palette. This is an 18 pan all shimmer palette. This is the ultimate shimmer companion palette. It has so many pretty shifty sparkly shades. All the different twinkles in every shade is so pretty. I'm not typically someone who gravitates toward an all shimmer palette, but I truly feel like this is the ultimate shimmer palette. And by the way, both this and the all matte palette are magnetic, so you can kind of mix and match. I want to say the Glaminatrix and the Dede Signature is also magnetic, by the way. I just didn't mention it before, but I feel like that's especially important in this Ellis collection because if you were to buy it, you could take out the shadows and mix and match and make your own color stories, whether it's with the big palette, the 2 small ones, the shimmer one. You can kind of move things around. I do little build your own palettes on Instagram, I don't know, a couple times a month or so, and I feel like I'm going to utilize this a lot because they're just so pretty. The formulas are so good. I think this is gorgeous. So many pretty tones and shifts and twinkles. It is absolutely lovely. And yeah, that is everything that I tried from July. I'm very excited. Obviously, not everything was a complete hit. There were a couple misses in there, but there were also some really, really cool things, some really cool launches. I have a feeling really cool launches are going to be coming in the future, especially with spooky season being upon us. I feel like the brands, especially the indie brands, always bring it for spooky season launches. I have a couple things that I am trying out in the near future that are on my desk that I have not gotten to yet that you'll be seeing soon, like the new Glaminatrix Bonfire. I have the new Rune collaboration palette. Titanium Foxes sent me over a couple palettes to try recently. I have some fun things and I'm very excited. So here's to future launches, but I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of everything that I talked about? Did you try anything? Do you have your eye on anything? Are you just inspired by some of these things and want to shop your own stash? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave some bug emojis. Leave some bugs. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN over there. And you can also subscribe if you want to see more videos. And if you want to, you can hop over to my second channel, linked in my description box if you want some additional content. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you made it to the end of this video and want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.